I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is right, just representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy, 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 boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you a go love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are.
All right. Good morning and welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I'm your host. They call me the Manning's Man. Wearing my blue, but I'm definitely not feeling blue. I'm feeling very elated this morning. Want to thank you for joining the show today. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Many sporting activities are scheduled to take place over the coming days, and I hope you're ready for that. We have some big things in the NFL coming up, World Cup qualifiers coming up, and we're going to get into that. We're going to dive into that. We also have a big show coming up today with Michael Davey, and we have a Reggae Boys preview show later in the day. We have some guests from Mexico who will be joining us, and some former Reggae Boys will be giving their thoughts. That is going to be very good. So I hope you'll join us for that a little later in the day. But I also want to say a big thank you to the sponsors of this video. Launch Legacy. Launch Legacy. Handle risk and seek legacy. And so for all your personal insurance needs in Canada and the USA, visit launchlegacy.com or call or text 647-989-072. If you call them now, someone will be there to respond to you. Also, want to thank, Prestige Finance, located in Linstead, St. Catherine, lending a helping hand when you need it most. You can call them at 876-884-7390. And here's what: you can get loans up to 100,000 Jamaican dollars at 0 to 4% interest rate, no processing fee, and you will get your loan today. Want to start that small business? That is the place to go. Also want to remind you about this book, written by one of the footballers that we interviewed. His name is Garfield Ratty Robinson. It is called Dare to Ask. And if you want to be a leader, you have to be a reader. And if you want a book to read, that's the book to read. All right, we are getting ready to invite and introduce our astute, highly educated, some bad picking analysts to the program, because I figure that given what happened over last week, they made some bad picks. So let's see how they're standing. Also want to welcome Rajic Sharp in the building. Bless up, bless up, bless up. Top of the morning to you, my friend. God be praised, the most high God. Yeah. All right. So we have the voice. Is it the voice of reason or the voice of no reason? Or is it the voice for a reason? Let's introduce the voice, and you will see the face, and then you can probably recognize who he is. We are going to check on him to find out how good were his picks. If he cost you some money or he helped you to make some money. The voice, how doest thou?
How you doing, boss? How you doing, boss? Blessed, blessed, blessed.
Well, we also have early in the studio, this man goes by the name Country Man. All right. And this is not because he lives in the country, it's because he's always traveling to so many different countries. So they should call him Countries Man, right? Instead of Countryman. But let's introduce Sir Holmes.
Morning, gentlemen. Morning.
Morning, morning, morning. Blessed, blessed countryman.
Blessed love. Shem, blessings, man. Good to have you. All right. What a week it was last week, fellas.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It was one for the ages. If you're an NFL fan, you were gifted with some phenomenal games. Outcomes that weren't predicted, but
Yeah,
it is what it is. In what it says, and on any given Sunday or Saturday.
yeah. What say you, Kems?
Definitely a lot of surprises. I believe I went 1 for 4 with my picks. I only got one pick right. And that was the
Which are the picks? Oh, the Rams.
that was the Rams over Tampa Bay. The rest of my picks, obviously, we'll definitely get into it. But the rest of my picks were, I guess I picked the favorites. I picked one underdog. The only underdog I picked was the Bills, and I thought the Bills should have definitely won. But again, we'll talk about that. The Packers were disappointing, and the Bengals, Tennessee was bad. I'm sorry. I hope G Star show up because he told me about Ryan Tannehill,
He's
and
in
I guess he's
hiding. I will say to you that he has taken the decision. He's listening, but he has taken the decision to stay in self-imposed exile for this particular show.
that's a good decision by him for sure. Good decision by him.
Yeah. All right. So fellows, let me bring up the screen and show you the schedule from um the divisional games uh last week. All right. So we're going to do that. I see Chris Lynch also coming in. So let's do this. And yeah, look at the schedule. Yeah. All right.
All
I
right.
think
Think careful. Go back up. Go back up. Go back.
yeah,
There we
yeah,
go.
right here. So right here is where it starts. Okay. All right. Let me bring in Chris Lynch. How you doing, man?
Yeah, man, doing great. Management, Kems and
Bless
Countryman,
him.
big up.
Bless him.
Morning.
Bless him.
Yeah, I mean Kem's got one of his picks, right? I think Country got two.
No,
He
three.
three. He unwillingly
Yes.
picked the 49ers, his own
Yes.
team. They
Yes.
won. um yes,
I
it's
picked the
three.
Bengals.
Yeah, he did and he picked the
The
Chiefs.
Buccaneers was the one that I got wrong.
Okay, but he picked the Chiefs. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Chris Lynch, how many did you get wrong? Because I can't even ask
Only
how you got right.
only Aaron Rodgers and the Packers that I picked basically to lose to win, and they didn't win. But I would have picked the Bengals because obviously we didn't know what Derrick Henry was going to be like again. So I go with the 1-2 punch in Chase and Burrow,
They
and
weren't good though.
obviously I wouldn't go with the I would go with the Bills, even though they were the better team going into the weekend over the Chiefs. But that's what Superman do. He shows up all the time. And which other game was it now? The
Tampa.
49 the the
You picked the
Tampa Bay
49ers over Buccaneers,
Bengals, the
Chris
Bengals.
Lynch? You didn't. You picked
49ers.
you picked the
That's
Buccaneers, man.
Yeah, you picked the Bucks, man, to beat the Rams.
Yeah.
You got 2-2.
no. I didn't pick Tom Brady to win. I don't know. I don't remember, but I like the Rams team. So I
Oh,
can't
oh.
remember picking the Rams team. I
Okay.
can't remember picking the Tampa team over the Rams team because of the same punch again, the 1-2 punch. I think the Cooper Cup guy, and because he got Odell Beckham. So, but yeah, it was an excited weekend of football. I guess everybody's excited what
Well,
took place.
no.
Well,
No.
let's hear from Kim. Let's look at the first game: the Titans versus the Bengals. I wouldn't say it was a classic. I think it was a decent game. Like yeah. I didn't think it was a classic. But what say you, Kim?
All right, so
Maybe you
I
differ from me. Maybe you think it was a classic.
absolutely not, right? But in the playoffs, again, this is a results league, right? So in the playoffs, your only aim is to win the game. Joe Burrow got sacked 9 times, isn't he? Normally, normally when you get sacked 9 times, oftentimes you end up losing that game, right? But again, I've told Chris Lynch, I've told G Star, I said, hey, who your quarterback is matters. When the game is on the line, it matters, right? And when you look at Tennessee team, when you look at the coach is A plus. You look at the defense is A plus. Look at the running game is A plus. Look at the wide receiver core is A plus. But when you look at the quarterback, you see a C quarterback, sometimes a B minus, but mostly a C quarterback. And when you look, the first play, the first play of the game, interception, cannot have that, right? However, the defense covered it up and they only got 3 points. And then the first time they got the ball in the second half, interception again, right? And those things are really hard to overcome. Those things are deflating as a team. And when Joe Burrow needed to be great, he was great. He had the ball last, and in these kind of games where it's kind of in the balance because obviously Tannehill, keep Cincinnati in the game. So Joe Burrow got the ball last, drive the team down, made a big throw in order to get them into field goal range, and then they kick the field goal and win. But I'm telling you right now, Mike Vrabel is looking around the AFC and saying, man, I have to play Josh Allen all the time. I have to play Patrick Mahomes all the time. No Baker Mayfield, no Lamar Jackson coming back. I can't win any games with Ryan Tannehill. I can't go to the Super Bowl with Ryan Tannehill because should they shut out the running game, should they stack the box, should they put 7 in the box, I'm going to need Ryan Tannehill to throw the football. Can I trust Ryan Tannehill to throw me to the Super Bowl? Can I depend on Ryan Tannehill to throw me to even the AFC Championship game? And obviously, we saw that he was not capable of that. Yes, he has been a better quarterback since he left the Dolphins, and he was pretty good in the regular season. But obviously, as all the guys on the panel know and in the comment section, when you are in the playoffs, it's a total different ball game from in the regular season. And the lights were very bright, and it was here, Tannehill, you're at home, you got to buy. Here is your opportunity to show that you are indeed a great quarterback, and he just didn't show it. And I believe the better quarterback and the team that was more hungrier won this game and deserved to win the game.
All right. What say you, Sir Country?
And there's not much I can, add to that. But as he said, the thing that they were able to overcome a quarterback getting 9 sacks in a game and able to sustain that only goes to show that the Titans weren't doing what they were supposed to do. Because having a quarterback on the ground for so long, that means there's a lot of disrupt the offense for them. For them to overcome it, and that's what Kim said, it doesn't seem as if Tannehill is going to be one to take them to the promised land because they have everything else in gear, in line. So that's a problem that has to be fixed. For the Bengals now, when they go back to the drawing board and look at it, they have to fix that O line. If they can get that O line fixed, they're going to be a dangerous team because it's a young team.
Yep.
And they are learning. It's a position that the quarterback is learning, Burrow is learning, and he has a good wide running back to matriculate with him. So if that coach can fix their offensive line, look out for this team to be there each playoff for the next couple of years.
Yeah. Anything you want to add, Chris Lynch?
Yeah, obviously this Bengals and Joe Burrow, they remind me. Burrow reminds me of when Mahomes was knocked out by Tom Brady in 2018 at the AFC Championship game. His team reminds me of that. He's playing like that Mahomes that I saw at that time, and that's why it's so tough to beat him, even though he got sacked with the help of Ryan Tannehill, like Kim said. But that's how football is. It's like most people say, it's just the team game. Sometimes your quarterback can play very good and you lose the game. Sometimes your defense can play very good and you lose the game. So that's how football is. So sometimes it's out of the control of one or the other. So you need all facets to come together most times to win the game.
I believe I disagree with you, Chris Lynch, because again, I know you say most times and not all times, but I believe if you are a great quarterback, if you are an elite quarterback, I believe you can overcome a lot of stuff. If you look at over the years, obviously we can talk about Peyton Manning, we can talk about Tom Brady, we can talk about even Brett Favre, we can talk about all these quarterbacks who have overcame, some really bad plays. But again,
but no one thought Tannehill was a great quarterback, so I couldn't argue about that. No one. I don't know no one in the world who thought Tannehill is of that caliber.
Well, a lot of persons had him as a B+ quarterback. I think if
but that's not a great quarterback.
Well, if you're B+, you're pretty competent. But I always didn't think he was competent.
All right, hold on, Ken. So how many teams are in the NFL? 30? Right?
No, 32.
Sorry, 32. Is he in the top 10? Is Tannehill in the top 10?
Some persons have him in the top 10, but for me,
really? I've never heard anybody have him in the top 10.
No, a lot of persons.
A lot. I can easily call 10 active on.
Even on those big networks, man, ESPN, Fox Sports, a lot of those guys have him in the top 10 as a quarterback.
Okay. Have you ever heard him in the top 10 yet, Chris Lynch?
No, I don't. That's why I'm speaking from my point of view that's how team sport goes. I didn't expect Tannehill to. What Tannehill does is what we expected. I don't know if Kems was disappointed in him. That's what, if you can't be disappointed in someone when that's their expectation. Kem's been talking that Tannehill is not good. So for me to come here now and talk, I'm talking based on that premises. I'm not thinking Tannehill is even good as Dak Prescott or none of those quarterbacks. So when people talk about the Cowboys and how disappointed they were, they talk about how disappointed they were in Dak at times, but not in this case. I am not saying I am even disappointed in Tannehill.
I think Tannehill is like second tier, lower, middle to lower half second tier quarterbacks. That's where I have him, which means that there are at least 15 or 16 other quarterbacks, I think.
I would think that, but
presently are better than him.
I would agree, but all right. See the thing, no, man. Also with a quarterback, you have to look at fit. You have to look at fit and how they fit in a particular system. So a quarterback might not be great on their own, but in a particular system, they're pretty good. And I believe the Tennessee Titans system actually fit Ryan Tannehill because they focus so much on the run game, and then they do a lot of play action pass. So while the other defense is playing the run, then they have the play action pass, and you can get it to AJ Brown, Julio Jones, and all those boys, right? What I'm saying, Chris Lynch, is that as bad as Ryan Tannehill be, I wasn't expecting him to throw 3 picks against a Bengals defense who is not the star-studded defense. I just wasn't expecting that, right? But again, I've came on here. I've did it on Sports Frenzy. I've lamented very much about Ryan Tannehill, and I think that he's not the guy. A great coach like Mike Vrabel, again, I'm sure he'll be looking around the league and he'll be saying, "Man, I need to get that guy. I probably need to go and get a Russell Wilson. I probably need to go and get a Deshaun Watson because right now in this competition with Josh Allen for the next 15 years, Patrick Mahomes for the next 13 years or so, how am I going to compete? How am I going to make it to a Super Bowl? Because at the end of the day, it's a quarterback-driven league. The rules are more fitted to quarterback play, so you need that quarterback in order to steer your team.
Yeah. All right. All right. That's it. The Titans versus the Bengals. Let's look at the bad man, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, just one field goal and a touchdown, 10 points against the San Francisco 49ers. Was it just a bad day for Aaron and his team in all that weather, or was it great 49ers defense? What was the trick in this game?
From the Packers' perspective, I wouldn't put the weather in it because remember they're at home. This is what they're accustomed to. That's why they can't. A lot of franchise or you call elite players don't want to go up to Lambeau Field at that time of the year. It was very surprising to see what the outcome, even though I have to give kudos to the 49ers defense. Because they had him, scrambling left, right, and center for most of the game. But irrespective of that, I can't put my finger on it to say what attributed to that. Because you're at home, you have a crowd behind you, you have a good team that and with capable players. And just for the defense, that if that you're saying, then that means the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers out chess played the offensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers. But that being said, when I picked the 49ers, I picked it out of sheer allegiance to my team, even though I knew they had a chance, but I wasn't like 100%. I would have gone to the casino and placed a big sum to say, okay, we were going to beat them. But I knew we had a chance based on all that defense because Jimmy G is like a headache to me sometimes. It's the mistakes that he makes. The only thing is that the defense kept them in the game, and when he had to do what he had to do, he came out on top.
Yeah, Chris Lynch, what say you? What happened to Aaron Rodgers and his Packers?
Yeah, when I was giving my pick on this game, I basically said that I don't trust the Packers, but I have to go with them to win. The reason why I don't trust the Packers is that the Packers doesn't give you no reason to trust them. If you go back to the championship game last year, the fact that you have such a astute quarterback and take the ball out of his hand tells you what's going on in your house management. There's no trust there. No quarterback of the stature of Aaron Rodgers that the ball should come out of his hand. Could never be Tom Brady, could never be Mahomes in this generation, could never be none of these good quarterbacks that we see. That you take the ball out of their hand and give the defense and put it in the defense hand, especially when you're an MVP and knowing that the magnitude of how you can throw the ball good. So coming into this game, that was the problem, and it shows again. I think this is the reason why people beat Aaron Rodgers. Didn't have a bad game per se, but people just think that Tom Brady being in that position, he's going to show up more times than less. And I think Aaron Rodgers must take some of the blame in that he fails to what Mahomes. All right, we're going to do the comparison thing. Mahomes did play a bad game at home against this Bills team earlier in the season. But what happened when he comes to the player? He threw 3 picks. But what happened when he comes to the playoffs is that he didn't throw any pick and he gets better. So that's what we needed to see from Aaron Rodgers. And I think that he just failed to be a leader. I think that's what's missing from Aaron Rodgers' game. The leader that we see Tom Brady be, the leaders that we see Mahomes be, and even Josh Allen just motivating people to know that you can spread the ball around and people going to turn up and make plays. But Aaron Rodgers didn't have a bad game. And like I said, just the confidence in the Packers. They just don't seem like they're a confident bunch whenever they come here. And then they cannot put it together. But 49ers must get a lot of credit with Kyle Shanahan. He did stuck to his game. And he got, and all the luck. You have to play with luck. You have to get luck sometimes to win games. And they did take it. The conditions came that people think should favor the Packers. And that didn't go so either. The 49ers stuck to their thing and pull it off.
Kems, I'm going to get your views. And then there's also a question from Gunner's boss. He says, where will Aaron Rodgers go, Kems? I see him saying like he don't know what he's going to do. All right. So just give your thoughts on the Packers-Niners games, and then you can answer that question from Gunner's boss.
So I disagree with Chris Lynch talking about, and I guess we're going to get to that game because a lot of persons want to praise Tom Brady for coming back in that Rams game, but Tom Brady did absolutely nothing to cause that comeback whatsoever. He was absolutely atrocious for the whole game, but we'll talk about that when it comes. For the 49ers, and I'll say this about Aaron Rodgers, I don't want to hear any excuses. I don't want to hear about any bad man. I don't want to hear about none of that. He was bad. Christian said never play a bad game. I think he was absolutely awful. There is absolutely no way you can score 10 points at home. I don't care what is happening, but this is Aaron Rodgers. I think Aaron Rodgers was very cynical. I think he was very standoffish. I think he was arms length apart, right? What we know about Aaron Rodgers, trust is a big thing for him, right? So I guess this is where it differ with Aaron Rodgers and some of the other great quarterbacks. Mercedes Lewis. And I'm going to make a comparison with the Rams and the Packers. So Mercedes Lewis fumbled the ball. He never got another target. Never threw the ball to him again. Cooper Kupp fumbled the ball. He made the two biggest plays in the Rams game. There was another player, I don't remember his name for the Packers. Aaron Rodgers threw the ball to him. He dropped the ball. Aaron Rodgers never threw the ball to him again. Right? In the playoffs, right? So then no. If you look at the last couple of plays for Aaron Rodgers, he was throwing the ball to Devontae Adams in double coverage, in triple coverage, while other wide receivers were open. That's absolutely unacceptable. I don't want to hear anything about, like if you're a great quarterback, as I said earlier, if you're a great quarterback, you don't need the game to be perfect for you. The game is there for you to win. You were leading 10-3. You were about to punt, right? When you were about to punt now, when you're about to punt, they got the block punt and then they got the touchdown. Okay, it's still 10-10. It is still your ball. You are freaking Aaron Rodgers. You have to get the job done. You know, you went 3-0. And for me again, I think the Packers went very conservative in the second half. They played not to lose instead of playing to win the game. Again, you are home, you have nothing to lose, air out the ball. The way how you lose matters to me. You have to go down swinging. You have to go even that fourth down. I think it was 4th and 11 or 4th and 13. Aaron Rodgers has to throw that ball. I've seen Justin Herbert throw that ball. I've seen Josh Allen throw that ball. You cannot give back the 49ers the ball because even if you look at it, and hindsight is 2020 in a countryman, but look at it. If you're at your own 40 and you go for it on 4th and 13 and you don't make it, at least you give the 49ers a shorter field. So if them score, you get back the ball last. You have the ball last. But when you stay up and kick it to, and I'm going to talk about Jimmy G because Chris Lynch come on here and beat Jimmy G all the time. And I'm telling you, Jimmy G made the two biggest throws in that game to George Kittle.
That's why people, that's the same thing that Tom Brady does. And you're just telling me he played awful. Tom Brady made the throws when the team, because Tom Brady doesn't win games because of himself alone, but the defense give him a chance and he made the chance. So you're beating me for the same thing that what Tom Brady does.
But Jimmy G didn't play. Jimmy G didn't play an awful game. The 49ers focused on the run. Deebo Samuel and them couldn't be stopped. And when they needed Jimmy G to throw the ball, then he threw the ball. When they needed Tom Brady to throw the ball, he threw interceptions, he threw incompletions. And again, I can point out every single thing about Tom Brady. But as I said, and what I didn't like about Aaron Rodgers, Manning's man, immediately after the game, first thing he came out and said, "Oh, I don't want to be around here for a rebuild. I don't know what I'm going to do with my future." It just seems like it just seems like a diva mentality. Every single thing has to be about him. Look at me. I am immunized. I'm not vaccinated. Oh, look at me. I'm the best quarter. Oh, look at me. I should win the MVP. Oh, look at me. I have corona too. It is always about him, mostly about him, and never really about the team. And I don't really like that. And I think that the defense for the Packers really played absolutely well. To hold the Niners to not scoring an offensive touchdown was absolutely amazing. But again, with Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers, they can't score 10 points at home after you have given it to the Packers. Remember, Aaron Rodgers was one who come out. Oh, I want Randall Cobb back. He got that. Oh, I need a defense. He got that. Oh, I need this wide receiver. I got that. I need this center. He got everything that he wanted, and he still didn't come through. So I put this all on Aaron Rodgers. I don't want to hear anything about special teams. I don't want to hear anything about missed field goals. You are at home. The weather is in your condition. If you looked at the 49ers, they had frostbites. Toe was hurting. Everything was going on. There was a game for you to win, Aaron Rodgers, and you didn't do it. So right now, he probably wins the MVP, but that means absolutely nothing to me. You can't have one Super Bowl in 14, 15 years of playing and say you're great. To Gunner's boss question now, I think he'll stay in Green Bay. I think he'll stay in Green Bay. Obviously, he's talking about they're going through a rebuild. I don't think they're going through a rebuild. I think they're going to franchise tag Devontae Adams. They probably lose one or two pieces, but it's definitely not a rebuild by any stretch of the imagination. I believe Green Bay is the best place for him. I've often said in all facets of life, the grass is not greener on the other side. So you probably want to go to Pittsburgh. The grass is not greener there. You're going to be in a tough division. The AFC is tough. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, all them boys. It's not easy. You're in an easy division with Minnesota Vikings, who doesn't have a quarterback, doesn't have a coach. Chicago Bears, we don't know what they're going to be with Justin Fields, and they don't have a coach either. And then Detroit Lions. So at the very least, you will always win your division. You just have to figure out yourself, and you have to come up big in the postseason. So I think he'll stay at Green Bay.
All right. Countryman. This one from Gunner's boss says, "Are we watching the Super Bowl with the Grueling Truth crew? Horace Countryman Holmes. I know that they have invited us. So after this round, we're supposed to all of us going to be over there joining them on their show.
Yeah.
Once we are available. But the other, Mike said I rate you. I think that's what he says. I don't know if you want to add anything that to Countryman because he has your name before the question side.
Well, it depends on this weekend, you know. 'Cause we have those. I can't even describe that defense what they have. We're going to look at. We're looking up and see Jimmy G running film live against those two Van
Miller.
Van Miller.
And Darnold. No. But all things being equal, yeah. If we pull it through, that is where I will be.
All right. So let's go to the next NFL.
Hold on, man. Oh no, Countryman, you're going to be in Jamaica for the Super Bowl?
Not sure.
Not sure. All right.
He could be at the Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying?
Oh no.
We have him ticket already, you know.
Not sure.
All right, so the next, so why you ask Countryman? You never ask Chris Lynch, you never ask me. It's the only Countryman, whatever the plan is, Kebs, you only want to talk to Countryman where he's going to be. His location is important.
I know Chris Lynch not coming to Jamaica.
What do you mean what I'm coming to?
Chris Lynch is a busy man. Chris Lynch have a lot on his plate right now. Chris Lynch can't take the flights right now. Chris Lynch busy.
Yeah.
Chris Lynch, you're in Alabama, right? You're in Alabama, right?
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Arkansas. All right, sorry. Arkansas.
He's in track and field world.
No, I think for come on Jamaica, man, but we never know who interested in the Super Bowl or who watch the Super Bowl. So that's what I was thinking.
No, I want to tell you, Kems, it is huge down here. Them have them wicked Super Bowl parties all over now, especially in Kingston, So I mean, I know in Mandeville as well is also a nice location to watch it. If if you're around, you understand?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, man. I try round up some people and just just catch a vibe and just
yeah,
watch the
man.
Super Bowl when the Rams win the Super Bowl,
All right, well, let's get to that game because
Yeah.
the Rams were doing everything to send the Buccaneers through at the end of that game. They just said, like, listen, we don't deserve it, so you go ahead, right? And we're going to just, our owner is stand cranky, we're going to pull off an Arsenal on you. Buccaneers, take it. And Buccaneers just didn't take it. Like, I think they were trying to, I wondered, like, at the end of the game, I said, what are the Rams trying to do? Um,
Mm-hmm.
I Kems turned off his TV at one point because I knew Kems was worried now that this is what Brady is going to do, and everybody going to talk about Brady Monday morning after the Rams just give away the game. So Kems just turn off that TV and wait on the results to come in.
I trust me.
But Kems, before you start, Kems, why you
Mhm.
made that comment to say that Brady didn't do nothing in that game? Why did you say
All
that?
right. Okay.
I
So
was going to get
okay.
there, countryman, but good that they get back there.
Okay. So
Yeah,
let me tell
yeah.
you. Okay. So let me tell you why he didn't do anything. Through 3 quarters, with 3 minutes left in the third quarter, let me just the score was 27-3. 3 minutes left in the third quarter. It was 27-3. At that point in time, Tom Brady was 19 of 37, 200 yards, one interception. That was his numbers, right? All right. So from that point on, because again, I know persons romanticize with Tom Brady, so everything is always Tom Brady. Nobody else do nothing on the field but Tom Brady. All right. So let me tell you. So from that point on, let me tell you what happened. Before even that, halftime, right? Rams were at the 1 yard line, 27-3. If they score this is going to be 34-3. I'd say game over for sure. Cam Akers fumbled the ball. Okay, so they go in halftime 27-3. All right, bam, 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 bam. Game continue playing. Cooper Cup fumbled the ball. So after Cooper Cup fumbled the ball, obviously Tom Brady get back the ball in short field. Obviously, he's a quarterback. He's going to score. But again, that wasn't what Tom Brady did. The defense helped him out. He got a short field. Okay, no problem. Rams get back the ball again. Guess what happened? They throw the snap over the quarterback head. Rams, Tampa Bay get back the ball. Again, short field again, right at the 30-yard line. Come on now. Again, the next play after that, what happened again? Cam Akers fumbled the ball once again. Guess what? Another short field and another score. So like when I'm talking, I'm not saying Tom Brady did absolutely nothing, but on the comeback wasn't due to Tom Brady. Tom Brady is just like you do a group project and everybody get an A, and Tom Brady get an A too because he was a part of it. But it was solely the defense who was responsible for the comeback, along with the Rams just being the Rams and just letting other teams in the game. Because they did the same thing when they played against your 49ers countryman. So I just believe that.
You're conflicting this thing.
How am
If
I? Let me know.
okay, if even when he got those short fields,
Okay.
he had not scored on the. You know what? The rhetoric would have been. He can't score nowhere whatsoever. So you capitalize on mistakes, and that is what he's there for. So you can't say he did not do what he's not supposed to do. And it's a game of 4 halves, 4 quarters, which Kems. And they will start out like, it's not happening for them. And the owners are the mindset has changed. And then you always see all this happening. So I was a bit puzzled hearing you just say, boy, he's getting
No, because countryman,
yeah.
if let's be honest, if Tampa Bay had won that game, what do you think the rhetoric would have been Monday morning?
And another one, a fantastic comeback, what he always do.
What would you hear? You wouldn't hear nothing about the defense. It would have just been
No. They would have said a comeback. It would have been a comeback, as he always do.
You'd hear Tom Brady did it once again.
That's sports though, Kem. And the offensive likeliness of it. Seems like Mahomes get 13 seconds. Kelsey made a big play. Hill made big plays, but it's just Mahomes. It's not just Tom Brady it's about, really. It's just how the sporting world is. It's just offensive bias.
I disagree. If it was anybody else, I don't think they would get as much praise as Tom Brady did. I just don't think they'll get as much for it. But I think Tom, as I said before, I think Tom Brady was bad in that game. Getting a short field, countryman. If you get the ball at the 30, I promise you can score a touchdown. I promise you can throw the ball to Mike Evans and score a touchdown. So I just don't think that Tom Brady was his usual self in the playoffs. That is just me. I thought he was bad, and I'm glad the Rams won. But what I want to say,
all I know is, Ken, if Jimmy G throw that ball 54 times, probably 10 interceptions is in it. And that's what Tom Brady did. Threw the ball 54 times and only one like Jimmy G, who threw for 19 times.
Well, so are we comparing?
You were telling me how good Jimmy G was when I just know, but his performance isn't no better, really.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Are we sitting here comparing on this show? Are we comparing Tom Brady and Jimmy G? Just let me know if that's what you're doing. Just let me know.
You cannot say one person is good and then one person is bad, no matter what turn it is.
No. Chris Lynch, there's always context. If I am judging a player, I am judging them on a different criteria. If you say Tom Brady is the GOAT, I am judging him on GOAT characteristics and GOAT criteria. I'm not judging Jimmy G on a GOAT criteria. It's two different characteristics. Let us not play ourselves. You can't come and say you're going to compare what Tom Brady do and what Jimmy G do. Obviously,
James, I can't argue with you then, because I tried to do that with Tannehill and you throw it out. So I just have to leave it, let it stay. Because you were arguing that Tannehill is probably great. And I'm saying no one ever have Tannehill in a top 10. And you was the only person who have Tannehill in a top 10. Management asked the question, and I didn't answer. You answered. No one have Tannehill as a top 10 quarterback in this league. No one.
Chris Lynch, if you're going to quote me, I want you to quote me correctly. I said persons on ESPN and Fox Sports.
No one on ESPN has Tannehill in no top 10. No one can do so. I can run 10 quarterbacks off my head now, and Tannehill cannot play like none of them. So there's no way Tannehill could be in it.
Chris Lynch, I am telling you, I watch ESPN and Fox Sports every day. And leading up
all you have to do, Kems, is tell us who on ESPN.
All right, I can tell you.
Yeah.
What I'm named there, Colin Cowherd from Fox Sports. He had
right.
He had Ryan Tannehill in the top 10.
When at draft? During the draft?
Before the game. Before the game against the Cincinnati Bengals. I did not say.
I have to see that. Listen. I'm going to send you the video. I'm going to send you the video. Maybe he was saying that in terms of a particular stat, he's rated. Maybe in terms of turnovers or bad players, he's rated in the top 10.
No, I'm telling you, man.
I can't see the man having him as an overall top 10 quarterback.
Even G-Star came on here and said, "Oh, Ryan Tannehill is really good. This guy," and I'm saying that guy is garbage. I've always remembered that this guy is garbage. He's in a good system, but he's garbage.
Yeah, not no good.
Is that you can't I agree with Chris Lynch, you can't be saying one man was good
bad
and then one man was good and they basically function the same way.
No, that's not true, Mannings, man.
And then worse game. The defense that Tom Brady had to play against was very difficult. If you watch the game, and I think the defense was very difficult.
It's just like let me use a basketball
analogy.
Example. Analogy or example, right? It's like you're saying that, well, like some people say, oh, LeBron James is not playing, he flopped because he is considered the GOAT.
Yeah.
But if Karl Anthony Towns were in the same position and did exactly what LeBron James did, he didn't flop because he's not considered the GOAT, which is your argument.
But that has happened many times, management across all sports, as I've said before.
All right, watch this. But do you know that?
No, let Kems talk.
No, let me finish.
Go ahead,
do you know that, though, Kems?
Yeah.
That is not the only differentiating factor. The other factor is that who was up against the better defense.
I can argue that the Green Bay defense in that particular situation was better than the Rams defense. I can argue that because the conditions added to it. And
no, but we're not talking the Green Bay. We're not talking about
we're talking about Jimmy G, who played against Green Bay, and Tom Brady, who played against the Rams.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm saying that I can argue that the Green Bay defense was much tougher especially that the 49ers are away, they're on a short week, and they're
Yeah, but they are
playing
running
in
the
adverse
ball. They
conditions.
are running the ball. They only had 13. Like I'm saying that they were running the ball, not throwing the ball.
All right, and I'm saying, and what I'm saying, Mannings, man, what I said, they give Jimmy G a lot of stick and say, oh, he's not a good quarterback or whatever the case may be. But what I've often said is that all this man do is win, and when the game is on the line, this man will get it done. That's all I'm saying. Is Jimmy G in the conference championship and Tom Brady is not? But what I'm saying is that I judge Tom Brady on a GOAT scale. I hear he's the GOAT. He is on a GOAT scale. So his margin for error is a lot less than Jimmy G. Certain things I can understand what Jimmy G do. I can't understand what Tom Brady do because he's the GOAT.
All right.
You keep mentioning that people say. What do you say?
About who? About
Tom Brady. Yeah.
And
as the
Tom
GOAT.
Brady.
Yeah,
as the GOAT.
Personally, I don't think Tom Brady is a GOAT. I think he's a great quarterback, but I don't think he's a GOAT.
In your estimation, who do you have there?
As the greatest quarterback of all time?
Yeah.
For me, it's Peyton Manning for me.
Kems, man.
I think Peyton Manning is a much better quarterback than Tom Brady, easily, in every facet of the game. And we can debate that. We can argue that.
That's another time.
Yeah, we can
ahead,
argue that one day. But
no, man. Another time when it's like when we're doing.
I'll be the judge. I don't like to be in the Brady debate, but I'll be the judge.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna talk about that. But let's go. Let's get to the
game. Yeah.
Next game. The Chiefs versus, which I think this was probably
the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I felt like it's unfortunate that these teams met at this point. If there was any other way, I think both of them would have advanced to the Super Bowl. That's what I think. And but it's sports, and the ball is not round, but But what say you about this game, Sir Wolves?
That boy Mahomes. Mahomes, you see like how in NBA at Warriors, Curry is setting changing the dynamics as it comes to taking 3-pointers from where he takes them. Mahomes has this unconventional throws, moves, whatever you want to call it, that makes him like a Houdini, which is not the norm for a QB. And because of that, it is a dangerous QB. And you could see that during the game, where sometimes I figured the defense had him, and he just wiggles out and out of nothing he makes a play that comes and is like a game changer. If the Chiefs loses or doesn't advance to the Super Bowl or wins it, I don't know why, where, and when excuse could be made for them, because it is theirs for the taking. And after that game that I saw, I hope, after you have a good game or a great game, you always have a letdown. I hope it does not happen for them, because I'm picking them for to win that game next week.
All right, Kems, what say you? How disappointing was this for the Bills?
Kems, wait. You see what Countryman said the first thing? That boy Mahomes. It's just the offensive bias, Kems. The first thing come out of Countryman mouth was that boy Mahomes.
Well,
yes,
man. I absolutely disagree. I think Josh Allen was the better quarterback.
Did you come in here to be the voice of disagreement?
I'm here to be the voice. I'm here to be the voice of reason.
Objective.
And not be a sensationalist. I think Josh Allen was the better quarterback. I think Josh Allen, obviously playing in Kansas City, I think he was absolutely sensational. What I will say is that with 13 seconds left, I don't care if Jesus is the quarterback. I don't care if Jesus and all his disciples are the quarterback. There is no way they get into field goal range with 13 seconds to go. Guess why?
Kems.
Okay.
Sorry, my bad. Maybe I'll ask you something, but you did the right thing.
Ask me.
Before you're done, when you're done, just tell me why Josh Allen was the better quarterback on that game.
Definitely, I will tell you that, no doubt. All right. So when you look at the game, Countryman, and again, we can say hindsight is 2020. We can always say that, right? But when we look at the game, remember Sean McDermott, he is a defensive coach, right? So with 13 seconds left, you are the head coach of the team. You now have to put in your expertise as the defensive coach. All right, the first thing that I would do with 13 seconds left, I am not kicking that ball out the end zone. That is absolutely foolishness. I am kicking that ball straight down the middle so that somebody has to catch it and run some time off the clock. That was number one mistake that they made. Okay, they kick it out the end zone. They're at the 25-yard line. They said they were rushing with two people. So what they're doing is that they're playing soft coverage. If you play soft coverage with Mahomes with 13 seconds and 3 timeouts, you're asking to lose the game. So first of all, the first thing I'm doing, I am blitzing on the absolutely first play because I know in 13 seconds they cannot score a touchdown because I'll have 2 deep safeties. So I know that they can't score a touchdown there. So I have to put pressure on Mahomes to either release the ball quickly or hold the ball and run around, move around so I can take time off the clock. What the Bills did is that they only rushed 2 persons. Obviously, you're not going to get to the quarterback. So the quarterback will have all day, bam, find Travis Kelce, bam, find Tyreek Hill. Obviously, field goal, and then they tie the game. So for me, I think that they did not play it well. And if it was me this morning, I would fire Sean McDermott. I'm firing the special teams coach. I am firing the defensive coordinator because they are the one who caused the game. Josh Allen played such a brilliant game. The weight of the world were on Josh Allen's shoulders, and he came through every single time. Again,
Hold
I
on.
remember.
I need to take in on this. I know that I bring Kansas City right now. All right. Do you know that the stats are showing that? So one had 4, Josh Allen had 4 touchdowns.
Mahomes had 4 as well.
No, 3. He had 3.
He had 4
He had 4 as well, man.
No, man.
Throwing touchdowns and he ran in 1. So it's
Right, he ran in 1, right?
Yes.
Right. So 4. Call it 4. All right. The yards in terms of
rushing.
Yeah. 329 for Josh Allen.
Oh, overall.
378 for Patrick Mahomes.
Well, Patrick Mahomes got the ball in overtime. Josh Allen didn't.
All right. So if you take away, he didn't go the whole field. So even in before overtime, he would have had more.
Take away
it would have been almost. No, follow me. Take away 60
yards.
You'd be 18, right? 318 with 29, which is a differential of around 11. All right?
Okay.
11 yards. 11 yards, Kems. 11 yards. All right? Watch this. Patrick Maroon, 33, 44 in terms of attempts, in terms of throws, and saying 27, 37 for Josh Allen. That again, because you said it went into overtime. Yeah. So to look at that and say that Josh Allen had a better game when he lost, when the numbers are so close, I can't agree with you. He lost. It's not like his numbers were way off.
I thought it would have been G-Star and not Kems who come with this point because I had done my homework from the night the game play for the people who was going to come emotionally because what it is, the game was so good. If anyone at the quarterback lost, everybody would have been emotional to the loser because it was so good of a game. No, so Kems run up in it. I thought it would have been G-Star, but listen why my own play better. Kems.
I'm listening.
For those touchdowns that I think it's 3 of those touchdowns. The defender fell and he got a wide open Gabriel to throw the ball to.
Well, whose fault is that?
That's certainly not because of the good thing of Josh Allen. You know what Patrick Mahomes has to do from the first play?
We can talk about what he had to do. I can talk about Bills defense. I can talk about the Bills defense missing assignment on Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill and what the brother name was called the touchdown to. Him. I can talk about that as well. We can always talk about that, but I'm talking about the solely playing the quarterback position. I thought Josh Allen was better.
It cannot be. It's not if I say it cannot be Kems from the first position the Chiefs had. When all right, it was 7-0. Bills went and scored. Mahomes had a lot of time in the pocket and could not throw the ball to a target because they were all covered up. And he had to run the ball at multiples of time on that first drive until he had to run for a touchdown. That's why he was running the ball. He couldn't throw the ball to a target. So this is the reasons as to why Mahomes must be the better quarterback. And I don't know if it's all 4. But every time Josh Allen threw the ball, it was to an open person. Nobody was marking him. The defender fell down at least 2 times.
Well,
And those Josh Allen plays. You don't
that's
think
not the
Mahomes
fault.
would have
That's
made
not
those 30-yard bombs?
that's not the fault of Josh Allen, boss. If the defender dropped down, I'm sorry.
Mahomes drive.
I can't take marks. Hold on, Chris Lynch. I can't take marks off of Josh Allen because your
We're
defender
not
dropped
taking
down.
marks off of him. We're putting
That's
it into
exactly what you're
context.
doing.
No, we're not saying Josh Allen didn't play good. I just gave him that. What you're saying? We're putting it into context. What they come up against.
But what about, okay, let us talk about this. Chris Lynch. Because you say 30-yard bombs. What about getting the yard? What about getting the ball from the 25-yard line and driving the ball all the way down to get the touchdown? Did the defender drop on every single play? All I'm saying is that I'm not. If
But
you want to say Patrick Mahomes,
in overtime, Mahomes did 60 yards. So
hold on, General.
Wait, man.
If you guys want to say Patrick Mahomes does better, I'm not going to fight y'all. But I am just saying, for me, I think Josh Allen was better. Why? Because he's playing away, he's playing in Kansas City, and he has a lot more to overcome. That's all I'm saying.
all I'm saying is, given that Patrick Mahomes was expected, though he was injured last season, he lost to Brady, right, in the Super Bowl, right? They are expected to go back. You don't think a lot of pressure is also on his shoulders playing at home?
I mean, pressure is on everybody's shoulders. Josh Allen just signed one of the biggest contracts as a quarterback in the NFL. There's pressure on his shoulder.
Don't use who has the greater because both of them.
But home field advantage is a thing. It is a thing.
But it also brings pressure.
So that's the reason why Josh Allen play better. Because of the home advantage.
Let me ask you a question, Manningsman. If you had the opportunity, would you prefer to play under pressure at home or under pressure away? Which one would you prefer?
Like with
you have the context. No.
Like that, Kems.
You have the context and then have different format from that. Because a lot of teams play better on the road. And without the player.
There's so many people in the world, and not one person thought the Chiefs would win that game when 13 seconds was on the clock. And somebody has the guts to say Josh Allen play better than the person who make it. Even looking up Countryman, Management, and Ken. Look what happened. Just before halftime, the field goal kicker missed. He missed a point, and he missed a field goal. Mahomes put him in the position to do both of those things, you know. So the game wasn't even supposed to end up here, you know. But let's say he missed those.
These things happen in game, Chris Lynch. We can't point out these. We can't point out that for every single game.
No, but let him finish games because him don't get to the point yet. You know?
We're talking about a specific game and who play better. We can point out everything for every game, Kev. But we're talking about two quarterbacks who play great on the night, and there's no way a man can have 13 seconds on the clock, and you didn't thought that can happen, and he pull it off, and then after he has been playing brilliant throughout the night, and then when two men come up on the thing now, you say the man don't, because he was at home 13 seconds, you're not blowing it away.
Hold on, let me say this because we need to get to the games. We need to get to those two games. If Tom Brady took 13 seconds to give Tampa the win, many people would say that would have solidified his GOAT status.
All right. So,
no credit would be given to the quarterback that he defeated. The glory would be given to Tom Brady.
Not true.
You're telling me that Tom Brady did what Patrick Mahomes did. People still come and talk about how good Josh Allen played and better.
It happened already, Management, in 2018, and I've never seen so many sympathy messages from Mahomes. You remember when he did it? Tom Brady did it to Mahomes in the AFC Championship. Overtime, got the ball scored, and I never hear nobody saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry for Mahomes because he lost." Man.
No, a lot of persons said that because remember Chris Lynch. You don't remember what happened. Remember, I think it was Chris Jones or one of them who went offside. I think Tom Brady threw the interception, and one of them went offside, and he went offside, and that is what make Tom Brady win the game.
Tom Brady get the chance.
A lot of person was talking about that. I don't know what kind of station.
What about the sympathy message? The sympathy message is what I say about.
I for one, I for one said that I think Patrick Mahomes will play Tom Brady in that game. Just
Okay,
like I was
well,
saying, I think Josh Allen played better. But again, I'm not mad at y'all if you say that Patrick Mahomes played better.
that's the key. I know that countryman will still have to. The
Yeah.
conference championship first game is the Chiefs versus Bengals. The second game is the Rams versus 49ers. What are your thoughts? What are your picks on this game? People in the comment section also let us know what are your thoughts and what are your picks on these two games. Who is going to come out? You know where I'm going already. I think the Bengals go straight to the Super Bowl. I think for some reason I think it will be the Chiefs versus the Rams.
What man just said?
The Chiefs going to play against the Rams in the Super Bowl. That's what I'm doing. That's my pick. I don't think the 49ers can score enough points on this Rams team, and somehow I feel like they are going to provide more offense. And I don't see I don't think the Bengals are good enough. Even if Kansas City have a bad game, they can win. The thing is that the Bengals can't afford to have a bad game. They have to be perfect to beat Kansas City in my eyes. I think Kansas City can have players off and still win. That's my thought.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And we've seen these two teams played. I think it was week 17 or week 18, one of those weeks we see them play. And obviously the Bengals had a horrible first half, and then they came back and they totally shut down. You can't say either shut down or Mahomes just played bad in the second half, and the Bengals came back. There are a couple of key factors that we have to take into consideration because obviously we saw Josh Allen light up this overrated Chiefs defense, who I think have been overrated for the longest while. And I'm telling you, Jamar Chase, Higgins, Joe Mixon, and there is somebody else, I don't remember his name right now, but all those persons, if Joe Burrow, the only thing I'm worried about is just the offensive line. The offensive line is so bad. So Chris Jones and them boys will be able to get to him. But if Joe Burrow gets any time around there in that pocket, to mince that Chiefs defense is going to be a very long night for the Chiefs defense. What I will say is that no one expected Joe Burrow to be here. I am one of the first ones, I'll tell you. I never rated Joe Burrow highly, but obviously that has changed now for me because once again, I've often said with more information, I will always change my opinion, right? So I believe that Joe Burrow, is a top quarterback in the league. I think he can win this game. Do I think he will? Absolutely not. I'm going to pick the Chiefs for the game. I think that the Chiefs will win. I think they'll eventually lose in the Super Bowl, of course, but I think they'll win this game.
Okay. Countryman, what say you? Losing the Super Bowl. Go ahead. You're muted, country.
There's not much can be said after what Kim said. The only thing I he said absolutely not. And he went and he rattled off all this and then said, okay, after all that, then the Chiefs will win. That being said, he has highlighted what Joe Burrow can do, capable of doing. But there's a thing that he said, like, on that day. You understand? And I said, based on the game that the Bills and the Chiefs played, a lot of times you always find a letdown game preceding that, like that a phenomenal game. And if that happens, I think the Bengals can go in there and create the upset. But that Arrowhead Stadium with that crowd, there's something magical about that crowd when it comes to cheering for their teams or the support that it gives. That running, the Chiefs have too much weapons.
Yep.
In order for them not to progress. And I'm not going to go as far as to say that is an that I'm going to try to overcome that. I'm going to pick the Chiefs to go along that game. I can't see them losing that game.
Mm-hmm.
Lynch.
Yeah, obviously Tyrone Matthews is out, and that was also a big part of why Mahomes had the defense had to deal with. They shut out if the Chiefs defense is overrated, Kems. I don't know what to say about a defense that give up 13 who ranked number one all season.
Yeah,
who give us touch yard in 13 seconds.
Most definitely.
But
most definitely.
Tyrone Matthews, he's suffering from concussion.
He's going to be out. He's going to be out for the game.
I don't, and they're not. They're not going to say nothing until probably tomorrow, Friday.
That's a big
But
loss.
that's going to be something big because But I expect the Chiefs to do the same thing. This Jamar Chase, they did shut out Stefan Diggs. If we guys notice out of that game, basically they took out. I don't know if anyone realized because Diggs didn't even Diggs' name didn't call 3 times, and probably if it called 3 times, 2 of those times was because he was out of the game and commentators were looking for him.
Chris
Yeah, go okay.
You have to be careful, because Jamar Chase and Stefan Diggs are 2 different kind of receivers.
Yeah, remember, one speed, one.
All right, I remember they'll put I don't know if you saw the play against Tennessee where Joe Burrow made a slant pass to Chase and then he ran up for 55, 60 yards. So they use Chase in a lot of different packages that they
use him
Stefan
good.
Diggs in.
But yeah, obviously Tyrone Matthews miss can be a big one. That's enough experience with a good defender there. But we expect this one again not to be a disappointment. Expect it to be a shootout again. But I think obviously the Chiefs is going to win. That 13 seconds just goes a far way. I think Mahomes should change his number to 13 and give up that number 15. And I think he will sell a lot of jerseys if he did that. Yeah, man. But the Bengals, obviously, I think they're playing with 17 or 16. And obviously, the Chiefs were all over them, but then they come back. It played out similar to this Bills game, Manning, on Country and Kemp. What happened was that I think Tyreek Hill missed just before halftime. Tyreek Hill was playing deep by Mahomes, and I think that would have been game over. And he basically dropped an easy catch. So I think now I see Hill. I finally see Kelsey. From season I've been looking for them, and they really look like it's now game time, and it's just ice in their veins. And McKinnon is a weapon that the Chiefs have been using very good, and Edwards-Helaire came back. So there's too many weapons for Joe Burrow. He's going to play good because he's a good quarterback, but too many weapons at the end, and he's going to be left disappointed like Josh Allen, sadly.
All right. So the 49ers and Rams. I want Country to talk first, because I want him to boast about him 49ers, because I don't have a dog in this.
Yeah, all right. I think we beat them 2 times regular season. That as you all said, the playoff is a different kettle of fish. But if you have that in your mind to say, boy, I beat them 2 times in the regular season, it gives you some sort of confidence going to say, boy, yeah, we can pull it out. I think Shanahan has to buckle down. I don't know. You can't go in a Jimmy G head any more than what he has trying to do for all season. But if our defense can hold them and leave it up that game in a position to pull it off, I figure the 49ers can do it. I mean, I know their defense is phenomenal. Darnold and Von. Yeah,
Von
I
Miller.
mean, yes, Von Miller. I mean, coming from both sides of the equation, it go have the offensive line have to try. I see if Jimmy G's as they're going to be coming at him.
Yeah, and remember that Country as well that I don't think Odell Beckham played in any of those 2 games.
Which is true.
He did.
Which one?
He played in the last game.
Oh, he was. Oh, well, that is true. But he was fairly new at that time. He was still.
But I'm not topping off the fence. I'm picking the 49ers to beat them this weekend.
Yeah, I want the Crankies Rams to win so them can spend some money in Arsenal. So.
So let me jump on it real quick. Because Countryman never really highlight it, but you see, even though you talk about Aaron Donald and Von Miller, look on the other side. You see Nick Bosa,
true,
and that 49ers D line, they will be a menace from Matthew Stafford. Right? They'll be if you notice with Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Rodgers have a top 5 offensive line. The Rams don't. And you see Aaron Rodgers was running around, scampering around, trying to get some time to throw the football. So those are the things that Bosa do. They hurry up into throwing the ball, and but when Matthew Stafford gets hurry up, it can lead to a lot of pick sixes over there. But on the other side, trust me, Aaron Donald, you need 2 guys for him. You need 2 guys for him, and then if you double him, then there's Von Miller on the other side. There is Leonard Floyd coming for you as well. So they have so much weapons there. And if you notice in that game as well against Green Bay in the Countryman, Jimmy G made some throws but make you hold your head and I say, oh, that could
Yes,
have been a
man.
pick six. That could have been a pick six. But it was because the Green Bay defense wasn't really looking to pick the ball, but looking to tackle the player.
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey and them boys, they are looking to pick the ball and bring it to the house. So for me, again, I just think that I love what the Rams did. The Rams, I love aggressive teams, and the Rams are very aggressive against Tampa Bay with 40 seconds left. Remember, Matthew Stafford took a sack, and then it was 30 seconds left. They could have easily took a knee and say, hey, we have 4 straight turnovers. Hey, let's just go into overtime and fight our battles. But they went ahead, they pushed it downfield, they got the field goal. Right now, for the persons in the comment section who doesn't know, right now, the same person that Manningsman mentioned, Cranky, is paying both Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff still. So Jared Goff is still getting paid from the Rams, but they went out and they got Odell Beckham, they got Von Miller, they continue stacking players because obviously they are all in. They got the new stadium, SoFi Stadium, so they are all in on the Super Bowl. And I think Sean McVay is such an amazing coach, such an offensive mind. I just think that he finds a way to get it done. If it was Jared Goff there, I would say, all right, I'll go with 49ers. But with Matthew Stafford, I think he gets it done. I think he's really reeling to go to another Super Bowl. I think Aaron Donald wants another shot at a Super Bowl. Von Miller, who was the Super Bowl MVP, wants another shot. Jalen Ramsey wants to go to the Super Bowl. I just think these boys are hungry. But Deebo Samuel for the 49ers, that is the key guy. Him and George Kittle. Depending on how you contain them, that will determine the outcome of the game. Obviously, Jimmy G, he's going to have one of those throws in him. Just hope it don't go for a pick six. But he'll have one of those throws that will go for an interception that will have him confused. But I'm going to pick the Rams for this game. The Rams are favored by minus 3.5. I think that they'll cover that quite easily. I don't think Cam Akers is going to fumble like he did. I don't think Cooper Kupp is going to fumble like he did. And remember, Cam Akers didn't play none of the 2 games against the 49ers. But it must be noted that the 49ers, Kyle Shanahan has never lost to Sean McVay. Has never lost. So it's a game of inches. And I just believe which quarterback made the least amount of mistakes, will win the game. But for me, my heart is telling me it's going to be a Rams-Chiefs Super Bowl, and it'll be a very exciting Super Bowl with the Rams lifting that Super Bowl trophy.
You thought you picked the Bengals. I thought you picked the Bengals to win.
No, sir. Your countryman called me out and say, big up the Bengals and choose them to lose.
After all of that, you must still listen. Go pick Patrick Mahomes. Listen, I don't think the Chiefs will get to 2 Super Bowls in a row and lose both. If they get there, they're going to win it. And I don't think the Bengals are good enough to beat them. I just think the Rams are not designed to be a offensive team that can score like 27 points against the Chiefs. And I think even with the Rams' best defense, the Chiefs can easily score 27. That's where I think as an offensive, the offensive line and the quarterback of the Chiefs, I think they are prepared to play offense. I think they are, like the coach seemed to be, Andy Reid is his name.
Yeah.
For the Chiefs, yeah.
He's an offensive, seemed to be an offensive-minded coach more so than anything else.
Yeah, there's only offensive-minded coach left in the playoffs.
Yeah, and so I think that can they stop them from scoring above 20? I don't see that. Can the Rams, with good defending from the Chiefs, score over 20 points? I don't think so, and that is where I think the difference is going to be. So I'm picking the Chiefs to meet the Rams, but I'm going to the Chiefs to win.
Yeah, I think like Kemp said, since 2018, 0-6. The Rams haven't beat the 49ers. So it's 0-6 since 2018. That's something very psychologically. We know in sports that plays very much on coaches' mind, and then they come out and try to do something that's out of their character, and it still doesn't work. In this scenario, like last week, the only home team to win was the Chiefs. This week, it's going to be the same thing because the 49ers has got my support. The reason why? It's because of the 0-6. When I was doing the research on the game, basically, I really thought that the Rams with more weapons should be the favorites and are the favorites and should win the game because of the weapons, Cooper Kupp, and what he can do, and because of the last play that Stafford threw to him to get that field goal against Tom Brady. I think that's much energy in the camp and all of that. But obviously, when it comes to playing this Child Anahan team, it just changes, and that's where I am not confident in the Rams. I'm really not confident in the Rams, and I think it's a game where two coaches play. And anytime two coaches play out the game like this, I think it has nothing to do. I don't think it's just two coaches who's basically playing out the game, because one is very much afraid of the other. Because if you lose 6 times to a man straight, it means you must be afraid of him. You cannot go into this game comfortable. So you must be afraid of him. And I think that's where Kyle Shanahan holds the edge. And we are going to have a repeat of that Super Bowl teams that we had, 49ers versus Chiefs.
Really,
Yeah, but also,
I mean, who plays at this? Is the SoFi Stadium?
Rams play
The
there.
Rams. It's a new
Rams and the
stadium.
Chargers.
The Rams and the Chargers, right?
That's where the Super Bowl will be held, as
Yeah,
a
man.
matter of fact.
Listen, Rams. Listen, by the hook. Or by
Countryman, man, is the fight against you.
no. Listen, this is like set up to be even by the hook, or by the crook, You just see the Rams in their stadium, this new stadium. I just think it is set up this way to happen, But we will see. Listen, the 49ers, I never expected them to get this far. Right? So you have to give them credit because they have been under the radar, I think, until it came down close to the playoffs. Except for the real 49ers fans. A lot of people weren't paying them any attention. And this would not be the first time that they get here and surprise everybody and go to the Super Bowl. It would not be, or surprise a lot of people. But I just think sometimes when you see these things, it's like if the Champions League is going to be playing in England, you kind of figure that somehow an English team is probably going to be in the final. You just figure that, But it's not that San Fran is very far. But somehow I see the Rams making it. But we'll see. Yeah, man. But good show. The goat was Curried. That's a good thing.
Kems love that, Kems and Dave can sleep and watch football in peace now. Once Tom Brady is out, they watch football in a different mind.
Trust me, man. Trust me. Does Mahomes need to go now? And I'm fully happy. We must also remember,
that can never happen.
Remember in Washington, both Sean McVay and Matt LaFleur.
Kyle. Yeah, they coach there.
Yeah, they were. So they're all friends, So Kyle and McVay is big friend, but obviously, they won't be friends this weekend. But I'm going with Sean McVay for sure.
Yeah. And then what's his name? They have stepped down. Is it Seattle?
Sean Payton, Saints coach.
New Orleans.
New Orleans coach.
I think he's going the booth, the broadcast booth for Amazon.
Oh, that's where he's going?
They want to pair him with Dallas former quarterback there. That is in
Tony Romo?
No. He won 3 Super Bowl with Dallas.
Elway? No, not Elway.
No, man. 3 Super Bowl with Dallas. It was in the era when you had Irwin and
Man, you talk, no?
no man, he's in the booth, man.
What the next one? I think, yeah, but I can't remember him name.
But they said the Amazon with the streaming thing, Amazon going to be paying him some big bucks. They want to pair both of them together to do it. So
Yeah, Amazon is getting in on the NFL.
so that is where I can't remember this dude's name.
I think we know who you're talking.
Whatever. But I think that is where Peyton, because they what one stage they were trying to say that he was going to be headed to Dallas, but for Jerry Jones was recruiting him to
You say it's not Tony Romo?
no man.
It can be Drew Bledsoe.
It was in the 90s he was there, man.
In the 90s. Troy Aikman or Aikman.
Troy Aikman.
Yeah.
Look how long I said Troy Aikman, brother.
I didn't hear it, Ken. Sorry. They're going to put both of them together to with Amazon.
I could have told you that, but they're not saying pairing them at Amazon, you know. They are saying Fox wants Peyton because Troy is at Fox now. So they're saying if Troy leaves to Amazon, Peyton is going to Fox.
Yeah, with Chris.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Yeah. But it is also a rumor that Dallas is looking at him, but then Saints will still have the rights to him.
Yeah, because he's only stepping away for 1 year.
That's what he says, and then come back to coaching. But I mean, you still have to go deal with the Saints when he gets back, because they retain the rights for him. You know.
Yeah, he has a 3-year contract. So basically, he's sitting out 1 year, and then when he comes back, he has 2 years. So
no, 1 year. He would be in the final year of his contract.
No, because it's a 3-year contract.
Yes, 3 years left on his contract.
Yeah,
3 years left. Yeah. Let me tell you what with Sean Payton for real though. Sean Payton, look around the NFL, look at his quarterback situation and be like, man, I have Taysom Hill.
What happened?
I have Taysom Hill. Remember Sean Payton even admitted that he called Drew Brees and he asked Drew Brees to come back. Yeah, because his quarterback situation was a mess. So he look around and he say, hey, I'm going to be 9-8 every year. I'm in a division with Tom Brady. The NFC is stacked. I have to go up against Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, Aaron Rodgers. What am I going to do? It's stressful. It's very stressful.
Remember they weren't playing too bad until that QB went down for them.
Yeah, Jameis Winston.
Yeah, they weren't playing too bad until then,
I
and they have a rookie now, what is not now look like he has a lot to learn. So as you're correctly right, that
but he's looking at that and say, instead of having a next season outside of it, let me just leave it. By the time I get back, New Orleans will be ready.
Right.
Yeah. Brady probably gone by then as well. So, it makes the road easier. Yeah, man. But great show. I mean, just give you your final say as we come to the conclusion of one more of our show, NFL. Just one more to go. Just one more to go. So let's see. We're going to be also on the Grueling Truth Network with them. I mean, all our panelists are going to be over there for the Super Bowl and things. So it's going to be a good one. But let me start with Kems and then not Kems. Let us hear from the voice. Then we hear from Countryman, and then Chris Lynch. You need to find a name, man. You can't operate with Chris Lynch. You can't have the voice, Countryman, and then you label. You have Manning's man, the voice, Countryman, and you label yourself as Chris Lynch. You understand me? You need to find
soccer game. What I used to call you, man, when you used to play soccer.
No, I know he used to play soccer, cricket.
Or whatever. You must have a name from them.
All right. What I will say, I'm very excited for these games coming up for sure. Very excited for these games. Hope I don't think we'll ever get a repeat of last weekend. I think that is a once in a lifetime thing. So I think these games will be exciting, but just not as exciting, not as nail biting, as last weekend was. Again, as I've said before, I really want the Rams to win. They're an aggressive team. I believe they are one of the best teams left out there. I don't want to see a Chief Rams. I prefer to see a Bengals Rams. You want some newcomers in the team. With Chiefs,
They
Chiefs,
just
Chiefs
don't like
can
Mahomes, man. That's
Chiefs
it.
kind of give me a Tom Brady vibes. Like when things are go wrong, something just start go right. Some little
That's
luck thing.
Dallas. That's
Some little
Dallas.
luck. Some little luck thing. So I don't really like that. But
You don't want nothing that remind you of Tom Brady.
when Aaron Rodgers dropped out, I was praying for Tom Brady and Mahomes. I said,
We need
once
to see
these
if he's
two,
connected to Diego Ogilvy. There must be relatives or something.
yeah, and so I'm just really looking forward to these games, and to see who definitely makes it to the Super Bowl. I'll be watching the Pro Bowl because Aaron Rodgers is a starting quarterback for the Pro Bowl, so I guess that is what I see Aaron Rodgers doing, and Devontae Adams. But apart from that, definitely enjoyed the conversation over here for sure. Can't wait for next week. And if you guys, countrymen, if you guys want to come and obviously our sports frenzy one, we have one on Saturday at 7 p.m. I know countryman is very busy, Chris Lynch as well, but definitely if you guys want to come over on Saturday.
Countryman is a disc jockey, So, they probably dropping some selections, you understand me? Well, go ahead and answer for yourself, sir, to Kev's request.
I'm amazed as to the plateau as where the NFL, in terms of participation from persons in Jamaica, has reached. I remember earlier when we started, it was, you couldn't find, persons that were interested in the game. And to see where it has leaps and bounds. And I mean, you have people calling me like passing out sometimes and asking me like, what do you think for the game this week? And whatever, how it is. And I'm very much pleased with it. I must say, management, I am very happy for the platform that you have organized here and to showcase each week what is happening during the game. And kudos to you and continue. As for the game, I want to see a Chiefs 49ers game for the Super Bowl. And hopefully, we take it from there. Okay, and it was a pleasure, gentlemen. And Lord, let us hope content. And I really accept to come on to the Sport Frenzy and to do one of them top podcasts with you guys.
For sure.
Yeah, and people you can see Countryman tomorrow at 7 p.m. at his regular spot at the National Stadium as Jamaica takes on Mexico. He's already wearing his yellow shirt, as you can see. And Chris Lynch having forever. If you look in the back of that, it probably says Fortis. Because the only reason
you can see that the front.
Yeah. There you go. So if you don't know what Fortis is, it is KC, which is Kingston Cult. Some people say I don't know.
You went to KC, Chris Lynch?
Yeah, man.
You really think big old forever with Fortis on it and don't go to KC?
The way the Colts stay, Mannings, man, them can recruit people from all over, Mannings, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, big up Kingston College and that wonderful Manning Cup. You could never come on the stream and don't big up. Big up.
That this is the NFL show, all right?
I know what you mean, man. I feel your pain, son. I feel your pain.
Big up Clarendon. That was very hard take for Mannings, man. They gave him a high five. That's Gavin must say. I gave him a high five over there. But yeah, man. The Chiefs and the Bengals, I expect it to be a good game. Like anything except a close game, it's a disappointment. Again, like I said last week, any of these games didn't come down to the wire, it would have been a disappointment because that's what we expect at the highest level, especially when these guys getting paid so much money. We want the entertainment. But like Kim said, I don't think it can live up to the billing of last week and what happened. So I hope it's even better. I hope Kems is wrong and it's even better, but it should be good. The Chiefs are well in control of what's taking place now. Brady is out, and that's the only person I've basically beat Mahomes and take him away from that winning the Super Bowl. He did it in the AFC Championship, and then he did it in the Super Bowl.
So if Brady's out, his kryptonite is out, and he's the man. And he should show us that again. He should show us that he's the man to come through again next week. I mean Saturday, right, James?
Sunday.
Sunday, the games are
Sunday.
Sunday.
So that means I can do the show. Saturday is your show. Is
Yeah.
a show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So Saturday, more than likely, yeah. Saturday you can catch me and sports frenzy get more analysis again and a vibe about the game. But yeah, man. Man, it was a good show again. Kems, happy for the Tom Brady lovers and the haters. I sad when G Star is not here because I know can go at him and he go at Kems. Or yeah. Countryman will just sit and watch as a Tom Brady man. He doesn't really argue for Tom Brady or not, but
Nah,
yeah.
nah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I really want to thank you guys. Demo, I will say to you, Demo, right? Whenever you hear anybody talk about what happened to Mannings, I just want to remind you that you went to Mona. And you don't want us to talk about what happened to Mona. All right? So leave the football conversation alone, Demo. The man say, "Oh, girl, go Casey." But Aiden Ariantes is also a KC man. Big up Christopher Carroll, Gunners Boss, Fresh God, all the other persons who joined, all of you who viewed the work. Remember to hit the like button as you close. Again, I want to thank the panelists. I mean, the guys over by the grueling truth, they're amazed that as Jamaican we have such a vast knowledge of the sport, and they're looking forward to having us 1 week. So supposed to reach out to them to set the date. So they want all of us to come over and be on their platform because it's a 2 week break after this weekend before the Super Bowl and thing. And I think that will be a good show, good exposure for us. And I think they're also very well versed. So it just goes to show that we know the sport, right? We know what we're talking about. And over time, I think more and more people with what Sports Frenzy is doing and what we are doing, and over time, more and more persons will come on board. We have, like I said, Alicia Myers, who is also a female who knows the sport, who wants to come on. So we'll see that happen as well. But again, big thank you to 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 you guys. Always a pleasure. We look forward to the next show, and check out Sports Frenzy 7 p.m. on Saturdays when Kems will be hosting. When he can find some other reason to let you know that Patrick Mahomes somehow is not going to win the Super Bowl. But don't be fooled. That will never happen. All right. But thank you again.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, blessings. Listen, we also want to say a big thank you to the sponsors of this video. The sponsors of this video are Launch Legacy, Handle Risk, Seek Legacy. So for all your personal insurance needs in Canada and the USA, visit launchlegacy.com or call or text them at 647-989-0782. Someone is on the line right now ready to help you. So if you're in Canada or the USA and you want some good financial products to create a good financial legacy, this is the place. Locally operated. Patrick Reed is his name. Talk to him right now and he will help you. All our subscribers in Canada, you need to check that out. Also want to big up Prestige Finance, located in Linstead, yes, Jamaica, St. Catherine, Jamaica. At Prestige, they are giving a helping hand when you need it most, and they're offering loans, right? 100,000 Jamaican dollars they're offering to help you with restarting some business, with tuition, with just school stuff, with your marriage, or with a wedding, or with a funeral, whatever it is. They will help you. 0 to 4% interest rate, same day processing. And if you tell them, watch this, if you tell them you are a I Am Sure Sports subscriber, something special may be in store for you. Again, thank you so much. Remember, at 2 o'clock today, we speak with Mr. Michael Davey, a former under 20 player for Jamaica, who also had a stellar career, um, football wise and educational wise, at Howard University. It just goes to show that they are very intelligent, brilliant footballers out there. and he's going to share his story with us. And then later tonight, we have some Mexican coming into the building to try and pick up the strategy that Jamaica will be using to beat them. Again, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day, and it was good talking with you. Please hit the like button. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe. Get someone else to subscribe to the platform. Let's see if we can get 3,000 subscribers by the end of February. That's the goal. Need to move it from 3,000 to 5,000. So let's make it happen. Enjoy the rest of your day.